think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody. Yeah? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant. That was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape. He's in custody.
Pretty extraordinary. Soon thereafter, law enforcement confirming the arrest, and Utah's Republican Governor Spencer Cox this morning describing how it all unfolded and laying out key details about the suspect and what may have motivated the young man who is 22 years old from Washington, Utah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and senior investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, cat, exclamation point."
What's up, chat? Like the stream.
Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
Today, we'll bring you the latest and more of Charlie Kirk, the man, the husband, the patriot, as we remember his extraordinary life. We're going to start, though, with the suspect, Tyler Robinson. So a word on those engravings. First of all, yesterday, Stephen Crowder was correct that there were casings, that they had engravings on them.
What's up,
and
Micah?
At least one piece of what was on there was correct, the anti-fascist writings and logos. As for the trans reference, that's unclear. The bullet that they said hit Charlie had words on it that were notices, bulges, OWO, what is this? And that appears to be a reference to furry culture, which is part of the trans community. It's a bizarre sort of offshoot of the weird trans thing. You can see this from online. It's a meme, and it has some meaning for these weird, bizarre, furry culture people. And also, it's used by gamers connected to that culture. Who the fuck knows? I'm sorry, but it's something very bizarre. And we're trying, my mom always used to say when I was growing up, I cannot respond to irrational behavior rationally. And in a way is what we're trying to do here. Because we're human and we're seeking meaning, and we really don't want this to happen again. So we all, like, if we can find the reason behind this one, then we can prevent the next one, because we'll just stop doing the thing that led to the first one. You know, we'll figure out what was the ideology. Okay, we'll look for that ideology and we'll guard against it. That's only natural. All of us want to do that.
What's up, Micah? How you
So
doing?
I don't know what the guy was into. I don't know why he was familiar with furry culture memes. He certainly seems to have been a gamer. If you read online how people are reacting to the symbols that he was using on his casings, because the other three are as follows.
How's it going, Jennifer
Hey,
Duggan?
fascist, catch, with 3 down arrow symbols. And there was another
Hey, no
one.
kids here,
Oh,
okay?
Bella
Like
Ciao,
over
Ciao,
18, no
Italian
kids, no little kids,
CIAO.
dude.
Bella Ciao, Ciao Ciao, which is a reference to an Italian anti-fascist song used
Thank you,
against the
bro. I
Nazis.
appreciate it.
And
No
then
kids,
the
only
unfired
adults,
third
bro.
casing had inscribed on
18
it,
and over.
if you read this, you are gay. LMAO, laughing my ass off. So a reference to being gay, a reference to furry culture, and 2 references to fascism.
Fuck, I'm getting fucked up, bro.
Bottom line is, Crowder was right. And by the way, those who are ripping on him are wrong. But
Yeah,
it
I'm
doesn't
normally
tell
here
us
as
that
much as I
much.
can.
I've got to be
Probably
honest.
like
It's
during
like
the
what
weekends,
we
I
learned
try to be
today
here
was
as much as I can be.
he doesn't come from a political family. Michael Schellenberger has been scouring the social media and says he couldn't find one political post in the past 13 years from the mom or the dad. The mom works helping people with disabilities. The dad is in law enforcement for 27 years, but neither appears to be political at all. And even the son, the murderer, Tyler, does not appear to have been political at all until recent years. People are pointing to the fact that he wore a Trump costume. It was like for what it's worth, something that looked to be diminishing of Trump costumes in 2017, where there's a picture of him standing, and then Trump is like it's like kind of those pants for the listening audience that you put on, and there's like a costume
Hey,
below you.
what game
like
do you guys want to
the
see?
person's carrying you on their shoulders, and Trump looks like he's carrying this guy Tyler on his shoulders here, which, yeah, it's diminishing. And he's with his little brother who's carrying a firearm. I'm not sure what the little brother's costume is or if it relates at all to what we're doing with Trump. In any event, we have no reason to believe his family was political. According to Schellenberger, the shooter here was not a registered Democrat or a registered Republican. He was registered unaffiliated. But
now, what is the A1C? The A1C is the measurement of how much sugar is bound to the hemoglobin in your blood. Pay attention to the study conducted in our laboratory. In 2023, sales of metformin exceeded $2.3 billion, which makes every diabetic, including you, a real gold mine for the industry. You don't need any prescription medication, whether pills or insulin injections, to reverse your type 2
Shut the
diabetes.
fuck up.
you heard the governor describing family members saying that he had gotten more political recently, that he had become more political in recent years.
Welcome in, everyone. We have more breaking details after the arrest of the person, the suspect, who is believed to be responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk in a horrific shooting at Utah Valley University. The suspect now has been in custody since, I believe, around roughly midnight local time in Utah. I'm filming this on the afternoon of September 12th. There's a lot to go through here. I'm going to say some things that I think some of you might agree with, might disagree with, but I think we need to lay out what we know, where this situation went so
What's up,
unbelievably
Phoenix?
horrifically
How's it
wrong.
going, Phoenix?
Where do we go from here? How do we avoid
No kids, only
a
adults, pal.
situation like this
No kids.
from ever happening again? Even though the unfortunate reality is you can prepare all you want, and you're just
I
not
curse
going
a
to be
lot.
able to stop every bad guy out there. But maybe we can save some lives by stopping people from becoming bad guys to begin with. And I hope that you guys will hear me out. You'll listen to me. You'll listen to what I have to say. You might agree, you might disagree. And feel free to share your thoughts as well. This is an open back and forth, and we're all trying to figure this out together. And that's what we're going to do. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Huge, huge, huge boost to the channel. It's very important to do that. Equally important, I want to see all your comments below. I want to see everything going through your head, everything you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Hit that bell, all notifications turned on. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, V Hookstead. My DMs are open. If there's anything you want to share or if there's just something on your mind, feel free to reach out. I try to respond to as many as I can. I think people would even say in the comments, I do a great job with that.
I don't know. I don't think it's always Israel. Sometimes I think it's just like a crazy, you know, a crazy person. Oh, this was so after Charlie Kirk got shot. They've released the dispatcher audio, and we'll go through the. We will go through the picture of the guy that was released too. Hold on.
Giving you by the Soundstone reporter of one individual that was shot unknown where the shooter went. UVU in Orem has had an active shooter at the Charlie Kirk event. We're getting several calls. We're trying to get more information. 418 copy. How many injured do we have? It's just one person. Sounds like maybe another individual. The car, we're not sure if they're a patient or if they're just trying to get out of the area. We do have officers following the victim to Timothy Hospital. Just east of the library. He's wearing jeans, black shirt, black mask, long rifle.
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
And I don't give a fuck.
This is Darla.
Shut the fuck up.
To UVU, there was one shot. We are staging at the front of the school by the roundabout.
Is on top of the building on the far north side, just east of the library, wearing jeans, black shirt, black vest.
Copy. Can you confirm with PD, do they have the shooter in custody?
Your DPS is requesting let's try and get that motorcycle shot and maybe a suspect in that shooting. What was your traffic?
It's possibly a suspect in this shooting, and we can try and get that vehicle stopped.
So that's the dispatch. Charlie Kirk was a big supporter of Israel and still started to question the events of October 7th. Jewish money funding university in Israel's methodology. Don't talk about Israel and you'll be fine. I don't know if, I have to be honest, when I hear this stuff, it always sounds a little bit conspiracy theory. It's possible, I don't know. JFK was against Israel's nuclear ammonia project and put pressure on them about it and started to question their methodology. I don't know. I don't think it's always Israel. Sometimes I think it's just like a crazy, you know, a crazy person. Because he would go after LGBTQ, and they're saying now, and I'm going to read this in a bit, that there was trans stuff on the bullet, like trans messaging. And there's a lot of mentally ill people in the trans community. And if you say enough stuff. So Fox News Digital retraces the suspect's possible escape route from the rooftop at Utah Valley University where Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Okay, so that's probably the route that they're thinking he took. I was combing through hours of footage last night and came across this. A woman in her vehicle who was an attendee at Charlie Kirk's event said she got tickets, but there was no one there checking tickets. Anyone could walk in. She said there was no security at all. Can someone who's been to Charlie Kirk's events let me know if this is common? Why sell tickets if you're going to let everyone in? This could be key. In addition, she claims she was front center to Charlie and heard her shot right in front of her, implying that it came from Charlie's left. However, there's no evidence that supports a shot from that direction that I can find as well. Many walls and structures were between her and a reported shooter on a building behind her, which could explain why the shot sounded like it came from right behind her. So this is a woman basically saying there's no security at these events. And that's the other thing. Even I was thinking about stuff I've done in the past. I mean, there was times when I would go to, I would go out in London with a tripod. And I mean, they're far more political than me. So it's a way, you know, I'm not even trying to make a comparison, but, you know, there were times where I would take a tripod and it would just be me doing street interviews. And I was even thinking how dumb that was. I'm like, and I would have these like super controversial signs like abortion is a cop out and blah, 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 blah. I never would have thought something like this would happen. Pasty says there's unedited videos on Twitter showing two men standing really close to Charlie Kirk doing funny hand gestures right before he was hit. This seems to be a pro hit and not just from some random crazy person. I did see the hand gestures. I'm not fully convinced, but I mean, we'll watch it and we can decide together.
No, okay. Wait for your audio. I can hear your voice. So I hear your testimony. Pointing that way on the camera.
Well, there was no security. I got tickets and they didn't even take the tickets to get us in. They just let everybody in there. So there was no police, no security.
I walked in with tripods sticking out of my backpack, no problem. Wife right there at the door.
I know. There was no security at all. That's what makes me really mad. And then I looked at the ticket, got the tickets, and they didn't even take our tickets. Yeah, we saw the whole thing.
Please tell me what.
Food items have become extremely expensive and scarce under the ongoing blockade of Gaza.
We just saw him up there talking, and then I heard the gunshot, and then we saw him talk. You know what? It came out of my right. I was right in the center on the top level, and it came out the right side. Thank you.
Okay, so there are accounts saying they may have identified the shooter. There is a picture of him that's on the thumbnail that's being released. Multiple accounts reporting that they may have identified the Charlie Kirk shooter. 4chan Intel identified suspect Sky Valdez has a SoundCloud with a track that was uploaded a month ago titled Charlie Kirk Dead at 31. The deleted the track and changed his location to Leave Me Alone, lives in Utah. Oh, now they're saying this wasn't him.
Retrocade? Well, I reached out to the owners, Josh and Ed, to see what they had to say.
Our tagline is that we are a custom arcade venue. So we make and sell custom arcade cabinets.
If you go to their website, retrocade.com, you'll see all their unique cabinet designs made in the USA using